Welcome. This is an Actor's Notes. I'm William Walker, and let's get into it. Today, I would like to talk about my studio, Along the Way Studios, and this concept called the ideal theater. What is the ideal theater? And a question I would like to propose to those who are listening is, in your personal experience, in your humble experience, going to the theater recently, your most recent trips, has it exceeded your expectations? Has it met your expectations, or has it been lackluster? Has it not met them? Um, the ideal theater obviously exceeds the audience goer's expectations every time. And what we're going to do here is I have a few bullet points, a few outlines of exactly what the theater can be. Many people have written books about what the theater can be, what it is, and what it can be. And perhaps you can agree with me that the theater is not currently all that it can be. Movies have greatly overshadowed the theater, and the spectacle of the theater, the spectacle of movies cannot be matched by the theater. And so it's been common knowledge that the theater going audience has been dwindling every year. But having said all that, I believe that there's great hope for the theater, and that acting is an incredible endeavor, and that acting is an art, and indeed it is a high art. There are versions of art, and then there are um, high art. And I believe that acting is a very multi-layered art form that is incredible and can be life-changing for not only the actor, but the spectator as well. So I'm going to read all of these in their entirety, and then we're going to go over them and discuss them. So get some water, strap in, use the restroom, whatever. Let's get into it. Along the Way Studios. Create, share, let go. Art, the sense of mystery. If the artist cannot find the way, then the way cannot be found. The truth always wins. A black box theater. People are struggling. The answer is out there. It's looking for us, and it will find us. It's looking for me, and it will find me. The present moment only, this present moment only awareness. Just be curious, see what happens, explore. It's a sharing. It's not a performance, it's a revealing. Not pretend, but an experience. How can an artist evolve? Awareness, a more aware artist. Authenticity and honesty. You want your heart to be more honest. Major. Let the scene take you where it wants to take you. It makes itself. Way woo way I have over here. To feel authentically as experience instead of just pretending. Breath work, breathing. Everything you're looking for is within. Become the metaphor. It's all an experiment. This might be my favorite part of being an actor. The actor is a shapeshifter. From head to heart connection. You don't have to do anything when you are connected. Oh my gosh, that's so big. I want to just talk about it all right now, but we're almost done. You've got to tell your own stories, create your own content. the truth of this moment only, the present, the truth of this moment, connecting with your eyes. The freedom is in just being honest, transcending into metaphors, beyond your own imagination, beyond your own limits. So, and I will end with maybe the most important thing an actor has to pay attention to are how do you feel in your body and how do you feel in your emotions at any given moment, but especially when you're acting, especially during the scene. But we'll get into that last. So, all right. We have gone through the entire list. Let's get into each one of these now. Along the Way Studios, ATWS. Create, Share, Let Go. That is the logo. That's the motto. That's the Create, Share, Let Go, right? That's it's ATWS, then it says Create, Share, Let Go. And that is a philosophy, I guess, of my ideal theater, honestly. And what is that? What does it mean? Well, it's a formula. It's a philosophical formula. It's you create something, you share it, and then you let it go. And it comes from this Eastern book of philosophy called the Tao Te Ching, which it says to do your work and then step back, the only path to serenity. If you want to accord with the way things are, just do your job, then let go, then stop. And let your work just be the work. So you create it. And then a lot of artists, they create a lot. But this next part in the formula is share. And I feel like a lot of artists are not doing this with their work. I know that I haven't done this with a whole lot of my work, tons of my work. And I know that I'm not alone in this way of being. Artists simply don't share all of their art. And I don't know why. Perhaps it's insecurity, perhaps it's whatever it is. You don't think it's good enough, it's perfectionism, it's whatever it is. Create and then share. But then this is the key to it all. You have to let it go. Create, share, then let go. Because you cannot hold on to it. It says, do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity. The idea proposed in this book of philosophy is that is the way to do it. That's the way to go about it. Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity. If that's the only path to serenity, then perhaps. It also says that a good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. And if your intuition is stirring you to create something, then I highly encourage you, the actor, to create something. And then share it and then let it go. And perhaps it will yield more opportunity. Perhaps it will yield the next opportunity. But the philosophy of Along the Way Studios is create, share, let go. Continuing on. Art, the sense of mystery. If the artist cannot find the way, then the way cannot be found. I love this. This is so awesome. The actor is a powerful being. The actor can inflict their will upon someone else, and the spectator, against their will, they're being affected by the actor. They don't have a choice. The spectator doesn't have a choice if the actor is really tapped in, is really connected. And the actor can speak to the soul. He can speak on a soul level, on a deep, deep level to the spectator. And the actor can access that well of creativity within them. And it is a place of darkness. It's a place of mystery, as it says. Art, the sense of mystery. And then this part right here, if the artist cannot find the way, then the way cannot be found. Is this true? Perhaps it is. A good scientist has freed himself of all concepts. Are you coming to your connections, your revelations, your contemplations? Are you coming to your conclusions through observing reality? Or are you coming to the conclusion by illusion and a false reality? See, the actor is forced to tell the truth, face to face with the truth, and a real, true actor will tell the truth. And the truth is what's going to connect with the person. And so if an actor can't find the truth and cannot convey the truth, then perhaps the truth can't be conveyed. I don't know. All I know is that the actor is an incredibly powerful being. And acting is an art form. A great art form that is an honor and respectable to be pursued. Anyway, continuing on. The truth always wins. Well, if the body is resonating the truth, everything else will come. The truth will come out. If you're just operating, if your MO is a space of just being true and you are emanating truth, everything you do, everything you speak, every line you say, every way you say the line will emanate truth. It will be truthful. And falseness, lies are the enemy of the actor, honestly. Now, some might say that the actor's job is to lie, but that's, no. See, well, I suppose that's a version of acting. That's a form of acting. But we're talking about the ideal theater here. We're talking about what the theater can be, right? And the ideal theater, in the ideal theater, the truth always wins. And the truth is told, and the truth transforms and changes people. A good acting performance can change someone's life. A black box theater, well, this is my black box theater. This is Along the Way Studios. And many things are on their way at Along the Way. So stay tuned. And I really love the magic of a black box theater because it's like stepping into the subconscious. I said earlier that creation happens in darkness. In the beginning, in the Bible, God, the creator of all things in the Bible, he created from nothingness. He created from a space of darkness. What was God doing before all of creation came to being? How long was he just sitting in meditation in darkness and just allowing himself to emanate and just be who he is? The actor creates from a similar space. In the ideal theater, the actor creates from a space of darkness, from a space of nothingness at first, to where, let there be light. Boom. And then there was. And an actor can have a powerful force, just like the impact of creation. The actor is spontaneous creation as well. And the black box is kind of like a dream. It's kind of like you're in someone's subconscious mind because it's just black all around. And you can go there easily. Like you can create the jungle of Vietnam. You can create the moon. You can create a rocket ship. You can create the outskirts of town. You can create someone's living room. Whatever. In the black box theater, less is more. And in the ideal theater, less is more as well. There's a wonderful acting books written about the minimalistic theater, the theater of minimalism, where less is more. And in the black box theater, less is more. And you allow not only the actors, but also the audience, the spectator, to use their imagination. And this is where the magic happens. It's the connection between the audience and the spectator. That's why we go to the theater. It's to be affected by the power. And a black box is really, honestly, my favorite way of taking in theater. So continuing on, people are struggling. The characters in these plays that we're going to be doing, they are going through major things in their life. Serious dramatic events are happening to them. People in the world are struggling as well. The actor is a release for these people, because the actor going through the truth of the struggle and releasing it in front of the person in the performance is a real life release to the audience's, to the spectator's nervous system. When the actor is struggling in a show and the actor overcomes in the show, especially in the intimacy of a play or a theater performance, then the audience also experiences the catharsis of release and relief. And the actor, in this way, is very powerful. The actor can affect deeply whom is in front of them. I was making this point. This is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Maybe one of the greatest plays ever written, according to history. But what is it? It's the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. It's not the comedy. And the tragic stories are often the ones that are the most impactful. And the struggles that we see people go through, the human experience that we see people go through, the circumstances that we see people either not overcome or overcome, it brings life to the audience viewer. It brings the metaphor of the play, and we'll get into that soon. But let's move on. The answer is out there, looking for us. It will find us. See, this is a rather metaphysical concept that the answers are there, and as much as we're looking for the answers as the actor, like how do I deliver this line? How do I drop into this emotion? How do I tap into this vibe? How do I become the metaphor, again, which we'll get into? If the actor can't do it, can it be done? But the idea that the actor is looking for it, but just maybe with even more intensity of the individual artist looking for the answer, perhaps the answer is also looking for them. And it's trying to find them desperately. So in a way, it's like whenever you do find the answer, it's like a dropping in. It's like a zoo of it looking for you and you looking for it and you finding. Acting is a lot about balance and harmony, and we're going to get into about relaxation and the importance of relaxation. And honestly, I may do like an entire hour-long video of relaxation because that's how major it is. But if you're not relaxed as an actor, you're not your best. And you're not going to be able to find what you're looking for unless you're relaxed. Totally, honestly, seriously. Tension is the enemy of the actor. Relaxation is key. Well, let's move on. This present moment only, awareness. The present moment only. This is, all of these are key. I know I keep saying that this is key to acting, but being in the present moment is it's an acting technique. It's actors have techniques, painters have techniques, weightlifters have techniques, guitar players have techniques. Actors' technique is staying in the present moment only. This is a technique for the actor. But it also causes spillage into life. It causes spillage into every aspect of life, to where you just start to live in the present moment. And it's a wonderful byproduct of studying acting, where you just simply start to live moment by moment by moment by moment. Because when you're acting, ideally, and again, this is the ideal theater we're talking about, the actor is living unanticipated moment to unanticipated moment to unanticipated moment to unanticipated moment, continually, in a state of listening, in a state of yielding, in a state of alertness, in a state of spontaneity. This present moment only awareness. See, a lot of actors talk about the importance of listening, which it's top importance. It's integrity. It's integral performance for the actor. You have to listen. And being in the present moment only is a part of listening, because some actors are my lines, blah, blah, blah. My lines, blah, 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 blah. My lines, blah, 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 blah. My lines. And they only are with their lines, and then they're not even listening to what someone's saying. They already know how they're going to say it. They already know what they're going to do. They're not listening to this person. See, when you're in the present moment only, you're truly listening to this other person, because that's all you have. That's your lifeline. That's all you can hold on to, is what this other person is doing to you. And if you are simply engaged with this other individual, if you are only reliant on them, and everything that you're doing is coming from them, because all you are is in the present moment, what you're going to do is going to be truthful. What you're going to do is going to be a proper response, and it's going to be effective. You're going to be alive, and it's going to be truthful, because you are in the present moment. This reminds me of an acting technique called the Meisner technique, by this guy Sanford Meisner. And Meisner is a really, really solid acting technique. There are a handful, and basically the Meisner technique is the ability to live truthfully under the given imaginary circumstances, is how Sanford Meisner put it. The ability to live truthfully under the given imaginary circumstances was his definition for acting. And what the conclusion he came to was that the only way to really be effective as an actor was to get all of the focus off of yourself, the actor acting, is to get all of the focus off of yourself and onto whomever you're acting with. It's to get all of the focus off of you and your mind and your ego and your thoughts and your reactions, and get all of the entirety of your focus onto the other person, to where what you do is entirely, totally informed by what they are doing. And in doing this, you will be truthful, you will shine, you will be amazing, you will be spectacular, because you will be emanating truth. You will be, all that you're doing will be truthful. Because if everything you do depends on the other person, everything you do, every reaction you make is because of what they did. Anyway, I think I've described that enough. But let's continue on. So that's the present moment only, and the awareness. Come out of your unconscious, come out of your subconscious, and be aware of this moment only. Get out of your mind of the doggies and the trash and the things I gotta do when I get back home, and all of the things that life holds. This present moment only. Nothing else in your mind, but who you're engaging with. This is a secret acting technique. The present moment only. Continuing on. And the actors in the ideal theater are living in the present moment only. Continuing on. Make sure this is okay. Just be curious, see what happens, explore. It's a sharing. I think I'll include this next line under it. It's not a performance, it's a revealing, not pretend but experience. I'm going to read that again. Just be curious, see what happens, explore. It's a sharing. It's not a performance, it's a revealing. Not pretend, but experience. So just be curious, explore. See what happens, it's a sharing. It's an improvisation. You see, in the ideal theater, nothing is set in stone. The minute a performance becomes set in stone is the minute that something, that spark, it begins to die in that piece. The minute something is chiseled in stone, rock solid, cemented in, something electrifying begins to be less electric. See, the amplification, the spark is in the improvisation. It's in the exploration. It's in the not knowing. See, obviously the actor knows the lines. Obviously the actor knows where the scene is it's going to end up in. But in the ideal theater, the actor doesn't know what it's going to look like from A to B. They know where they're starting at A and they know where they're ending at B. But how they get from A to B, nothing is certain. Every time it's an improvisation. Every time it's an exploration. See what happens. It's a sharing. And then coming into the next part of this is what the actor has to share. Because the actor has a well of emotion within them. They have deep, deep things inside of them. And they have many, many characters just desiring very strongly to explode out of them. How many characters are inside of you that are just begging, brimming to come out, just boiling up at the top, just wanting to just explode into the world? There are so many characters inside of the actor that are just waiting. The pressure is just almost incredible. It's just about to explode out of them. How many of those characters are inside of you? How many of those characters are inside of every actor? These notes are for the actor to help pop the pressure lid and just take you off to the next level. And in the ideal theater, this is the way that these actors are. There's so many things. The Bible says when you're brimming with the power of the Spirit, it says that rivers of living water will flow from your belly. Similar things are happening with the actor in the ideal theater, the ideal actor. The actor who is listening. But it's not a performance, it's a revealing. And see, the power of the actor is to reveal the story. It's to be a conduit, an antenna to transmit the story. And again, I'm going to get into transmitting the metaphor. I know it's up here. Yes, there it is. This is a secret acting technique, becoming the metaphor. But we're going to get into that. But you're revealing the story. You're revealing what the playwright intended. You're letting it become, you're becoming it. And you're letting it ooze out of every fiber of your being. Every atom, every nucleus is filled with the metaphor of what this story is. And everything that you do is just oozing the story of what is being told. This is the power of the actor. I don't think I have this here, so I will just say this note right here. Stanislavski, the grandfather of acting, a Russian in Moscow. Way back in the day, he is known as the grandfather of acting technique. Basically, all the techniques stem from what Konstantin Stanislavski kind of was musing around in his head and the type of theater that he was making. The Moscow Art Theater, if you want to look that up, look up Stanislavski. An Actor Prepares, I think is his book. But anyway, he had this quote which changes the game for the actor. He had a quote, and it says, "Every gesture should contain the entire play. Every gesture should contain the whole play." Now, what does that mean? Let's say, oh man, I can't get into it without getting into the metaphor. I'm just wetting your whistle with that, but like the way you put your hand in your pocket should contain the whole play. The way you raise your hand should contain the whole play. The way you scratch your eyeball, the way you do this, the way you sneeze should contain the whole play. The way you walk, the way you breathe should contain the whole play. And we'll get into that more. And so, anyway, in this way, it's not pretend. You're not pretending. Nothing about this is pretend. You are fully experiencing all of this deeply. It's not pretend, it's an experience, and it's a sharing of the experience. That's the power of the actor. And that's what people want. That's what the spectators want. They want to partake. They want to share in the experience. See, the actor, like I said, is a release valve, a relief for the spectator to be able to with the ish of their life. Continuing on. How can an artist evolve? Well, that's a great question. These notes, these philosophical musings, I suppose you could call them, about what an actor is, the metaphysics of acting, the beyondness of acting, the power of the actor, the ideal theater. We're going to be musing upon all of these things in this series, An Actor's Notes. And we're going to be discussing just exactly how an actor can evolve. Because an actor can evolve. And I would say that if you are an actor and you are not evolving and you are in a place of stagnation, then that's death. An actor has to be evolving. You cannot just coast. You cannot just ride. That's not the way. The way in the ideal theater is an evolving actor and an evolving artist. And how do you do that? Well, you practice at it. You read plays, you act, you muse upon becoming the metaphor, which I can't wait to get into. I know, I'm just wetting your, I'm peeking your, but seriously, that's one of the ways I've identified in acting on how to do it effortlessly and every time, and that's where it's most fun for me now. So, continuing on. How can an artist evolve? Well, there's many ways. Stay tuned. Keep watching An Actor's Notes, and you will find out. That's how an artist will evolve. Awareness. I will also say real quick that the more relaxed, the better. If you can relax your body, spirit, mind, belly. Is your belly relaxed? The more relaxed, the better. That's how an artist can evolve. Awareness. A more aware artist. Authenticity and honesty. Yes. That is what an actor strives for. Authenticity and honesty. Not lies, not pretends, not faking it, but authenticity and honesty. What else does an actor have if not their authenticity? Who they are. Be you. There's an idea of your resonant voice, of a core of your voice, finding a resonance inside the core of yourself. And there's going on with that same idea, there's a core of who you are just in general, a core of your being, a core of be you, being who you are, an individual, an individuality. And the actor's strength is in their individuality, absolutely. We are all unique individual beings. We are all unique individual artists. And so we want your unique authenticity. And there's a lot of distractions in life. There's a lot of ish that gets in the way. There's a lot of thoughts that get in our way. And so that's why it's so important to relax and to be so relaxed to where Our mind is clear. Our mind is empty. To where we can just simply be focused on the other person in front of us. To be able to just, everything that we're doing is being informed by what they're doing. Listening and responding. Pinch and ouch. To the degree that I pinch you, is the degree which you say ouch. If I give you a little bitty pinch, you're going to go, ouch, that didn't hurt at all. But if I really rip into you and I go, and I pinch you really hard, you're going to go, ow, what the heck, man? You know, you're just going to give you a huge reaction. So an actor saying a line to you is the pinch, and your ouch is the reaction. How are you going to give an accurate ouch to the pinch if you're not listening? So that was another secret of Sanford Meisner. Continuing on, we want your heart to be honest. This is big, yeah. Actors, they have to be honest, and they cannot lie. They cannot be liars. They have to let illusions go, and they have to dwell in reality. The best ones, because the truth will be told, and it's going to be told. It's going to find a conduit to be told. Will you be that conduit? The actor can be a conduit for truth and change. And why do a play if not to do it honestly? Why do a show to lie? Why do a show to not tell the truth? Do a show to shock and awe them with the truth, to leave them walking out on all fours, to punch them in the face and gut, metaphorically, with the metaphor, with the performance. Don't you go to the theater to have an experience, to be shocked and awed, and to feel something? You know, I probably just looked crazy right there. To feel something, right? You go to the theater to feel something. You want your heart to be honest. The actor wants an honest heart. The audience wants to see an honest heart. They want to see honesty from you. They want to see real people going through real stuff. They want to see iconic characters in costumes. Anyway, continuing on. Let the scene take you where it wants to take you. We're about halfway through, I suppose, so if you want to, maybe you could press pause or take a break or a breather, but this is about halfway. Let the scene take you where it wants to take you. It makes itself. It makes itself. See, this is another element of exploration. Actors who come to a scene, who come to a performance with everything figured out already, and they're going to, every single take they do, it's going to be that same way, every single way. Is that the way to do it? Maybe that's the way to make a movie. But is that the way to approach the theater? I say nay. I say, well, at least in the ideal theater, that you let the scene take you where it wants to take you. It makes itself. You don't make it. And this is crazy. This is a metaphysical idea. This is a big beyond concept. This is the game plays the game. The poem writes the poem. Not being able to tell the dancer from the dance. It's being. It's becoming. And it's a yielded way. It's a way of... Your intellect cannot grasp it so much as your heart can become it. And the actor can become. It's the idea of becoming, the metamorphosis, the transformation. And the actor, the individual person can transform and no longer really be themselves, but they can become the other person. They can become another person. They can become the character in the story. Yea, they can become the metaphor. Let the scene take you where it wants to take you. It makes itself. Get out of the scene's way. The scene was written and it's there, and the story is being told. Just simply allow yourself to be a conduit for the truth, and a conduit for becoming the metaphor. Are you grasping it yet? Are you grasping the idea of becoming the metaphor? Continuing on, to feel authentically as experience instead of just pretending. Well, we already got into this, but to feel authentically as experience instead of just pretending. This is a difference between operating from your heart and operating from your head. To feel authentically as an experience instead of just pretending. It's a difference in where you're residing. To feel authentically as an experience is to reside in the center of your core, of the actor. The power, the resonance of the authentic voice. Yeah, the power that they possess. Boom, right? The way to connect. Not pretending somewhere other than the core of the actor. Breath work, the breathing, major point right here. And like I said, relaxation is key, and breathing is part of relaxation. In fact, I suppose we could all engage in a little breathing right now. Do like just it's probably going to be like an 11-second breath in and then an 11-second breath out. So let's just do that real quick. You can even audibly exhale. Audibly exhale if that feels better. One more deep breath. See, these are very important things to do for the actor. To relax every being. To make sure the nervous system is relaxed. To make sure you can breathe deeply. Because the actor who is breathing deeply is also feeling deeply. And breath work is incredibly important. It's integral. It's non-negotiable for the actor. And for the actor in the ideal theater, it's a lifeline. Continuing on. Lots of activity happening outside. Sirens and people talking. Continuing on. Everything you're looking for is within. Wow. It's not without. It's within. Well, this is a principle in the scriptures, in the Bible. And it says everything you're looking for is within. It says the kingdom of heaven is within. Many philosophies and even religions and spiritual practices. And I'm going to say, acting is a spiritual practice. You can disagree with me, but acting is, you can't separate this practice of spirituality and the spirit and the practice of acting. They are so intertwined because acting is so multi-layered. It's so multi-dimensional. It can affect people and change them and it can hit them right at their home. It can just hit them so majorly and change the trajectory of someone's life. Don't tell me that's not spiritual. Everything you're looking for is within. This principle is true. The answers that you're looking for are within. How to become that character, the answers are within you. How to say that line correctly, the answers are within you. How to emote that certain emotion effectively in levels of intensity and subtlety, harmoniously and balanced. It's all within you guys. But this is also the crazy thing because all those answers are also found within your partner. That's the beautiful thing about acting is it takes the pressure off of you because every answer you get is found with your scene partner. Every answer that you need will be found in your scene partner. And if both of you guys are just doing that, if both of the actors are just simply doing that, and it's going to be spectacular. It's going to change people's lives. It's going to be it. It's going to be it. So, everything you're looking for is within. Remember that, actor. Like, remember to go within. Remember, where did God create from? He created from a space of darkness. Before everything was, there was a space of darkness. And then all of a sudden, let there be light. And then there was light. And then the creation began. Begin creating from within. From a space of stillness. Find the answers within yourself. Dive deep within the core of your being and find the answers within. That's where you will find the answers as the actor. Continuing on. Become the metaphor. Yes. About 15 minutes in, I don't know, an hour in. Become the metaphor. It's all an experiment. Finally, I can't wait. This, guys, changed the game for my acting. This changed everything. For my playing music, for my acting, for my art, for singing. When I understood what becoming the metaphor meant, the game changed. Everything changed in 2017, and that's when I began to embody becoming the metaphor as an actor. Before this, it had only happened to me about 5 times in my whole life as an actor. And it had happened sporadically with years in between, where something would happen when I was acting where I was no longer, it's like an operating system that's flipped on all the time got flipped off. And I was no longer engaged with anything else other than what was happening on stage, right? With my acting partner. And all that was being done was the metaphor of the play. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say the metaphor is new love. The biggest metaphor for the whole story of the play is new love. So that means that the metaphor for the play is new love. So that means that you, the actor, are to become new love. So what does that mean? That means that instead of getting your script and playing a character and playing a scene and trying to do some kind of objective or trying to get something you desire out of the scene. No, all you're doing is becoming new love. This is a metaphysical idea. So remember the quote by Stanislavski. It said, "Every gesture should contain the entire play." Well, the entire play in this case is new love. So that means the way that you raise your hand should contain new love. The way you put your hand in your pocket should contain new love. The way you adjust your bracelet should contain new love. The way you open a book and you search for what to read should contain new love. The way you blink should contain new love. The way you raise your eyebrows should contain new love. The way you breathe should contain new love. The way you adjust your shirt should contain new love. Do you get it? Every gesture should contain new love, and the actor is becoming the metaphor of new love. So instead of worrying about what you have to do in this scene and effectively achieving this goal or this desire, no. What you're thinking about, what you're focusing on is becoming new love. And everything that you're doing is emanating new love. The way that you're responding is new love. That will make it spectacular. At least I have found. And so I did this about a handful of times, like 5 times in my acting career, in my training. And then in 2017, towards the end of the year, I discovered what it was to become the metaphor. And it's happened every single time. It's happened every single time since then. I've understand the principle of becoming the metaphor. And you can understand the principle of becoming the metaphor as well. And it's a tapping in, it's a dropping in, it's a zeroing in, it's a to where you are no longer you. Instead, you are the metaphor. In every way you do. Okay, so what if the metaphor of the play was lost love? That would mean that everything in every way that you did it was a metaphor for lost love. The way you adjusted your glasses would be lost love. The way you scratched your beard would be lost love. The way you adjusted your shirt would be lost love. The way you breathed in and out would be lost love. Every gesture would contain the whole play. So anyway, it's all an experiment. It's all an exploration. Stumble and fumble your way through it as an actor. Figure your way out through the doing of it. That's where the magic happens. And I truly believe that this is a major key to an actor's technique. At least it's what I have come to understand through acting for the many years that I have been acting and the training that I have put myself through. Studying with the greatest acting teachers in the world in New York and Los Angeles, and just these things aren't going to happen overnight. You know, becoming the metaphor isn't going to happen overnight. It's not going to be immediate. But through grinding it out, through doing it over and over, through practicing it on stage, through doing play after play, through doing movie after movie, show after show, slowly but surely, the edges, the rough edges will be smoothed. And you will be able to effortlessly become the metaphor. Some say it takes 10 years, but eventually you will be able to do this. Guaranteed. And guys, I am testifying to you here today. Praise God. I'm able to do this. You are able to do this. I am able to do this. The actor is able to become the metaphor. The actor is able to have a profound impact on the audience. And it's more fun, at least for the actor, in doing it this way. It's more fun when it's in an experience way, not a pretend way. It's more fulfilling whenever it's an exploration, not a faking. Not a I know every single word that I'm going to say exactly the way it's going to be said, very robotic. No. It's much more fluid than that. It's much more explorative. It's much more not knowing than it is knowing. I hope you understood becoming the metaphor, because it is major, you guys. Continuing on. The actor is a shapeshifter. Well, if you become the metaphor, you will shapeshift into the metaphor. The actor can transform, and a word I like to meditate on is the word metamorphosis. Just like the butterfly. The caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly. The metamorphosis. There is such giant wisdom to be gleaned from studying the metamorphosis of the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly. And there is much to be learned about an actor and an actor's process from studying that process of metamorphosis, because an actor's process is similar. The caterpillar, when it goes into the cocoon, turns into like a mush kind of state, if I'm not mistaken. And I also believe that once it comes out as the butterfly or as the moth or whatever it comes out as, that its DNA is completely altered. It's been completely changed. Like nothing of what the caterpillar was is inside of what the butterfly and the moth is. I might be wrong on that, but I think I read that somewhere. But the idea is to completely become the thing, and the actor can become the thing completely. is the point that I'm making. So we're almost done, guys. Almost done. Give the video a thumbs up if you've made it this far. Maybe give it a comment. What do you think about becoming the metaphor? Have you done this before? Do you agree? All right, let's continue on. The actor is a shapeshifter. That's pretty self-explanatory. From head to heart, connection. From head to heart, connection. You don't have to do anything when you're connected. Oh my goodness. See, this is another element of being relaxed. This is another element of breath work. See, what relaxation and breath work do is they get you connected to your body and your emotions, which is what we're going to end on. But when you're connected, you don't have to do anything, and that's where you want to be as an actor. You don't want to be doing anything. You want everything to just simply be happening. You want to be like a leaf in the wind. You want to be just gliding along. Sometimes in a violent, tempestuous storm. Other times in a serene glide, just like this. Depending on the scene, depending on what the play calls for, the circumstance of the scene calls for. But the head to the heart. The connection. Through the breath. That is where the magic is going to happen. This is what you want as an actor. You want to be connected from your head to your heart, from your logic and reason to your experience and your reality. So, you don't have to do anything when you're connected. Do you understand? I hope you are. I hope you're coming to the understanding. And again, you could disagree. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But these are what I have come to learn. These wisdoms, these gleanings are what I have come to learn. And these are describing what the ideal actor is within the ideal theater. Continuing on. You got to tell your own stories. Create your own content. This is huge. Hollywood is dead. Apparently, that's what everyone's saying. It's 2024 and Hollywood is dead. No one's going to the theaters anymore, like the movie theaters, really. All the major blockbusters are going boom, 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 going down. So what does that tell us? That tells us that, I don't know. Is Hollywood dead? Are the conventional old systems, the old ways of telling stories dead? Perhaps they are. Perhaps the old ways of doing things just aren't simply working anymore. The old paradigms of doing things, the old ways of succeeding are not the ways of the future. And perhaps the ways of the future is content creation. It's creating your own content. It's telling your own stories. People in Los Angeles, they talk about this all the time. Create your own content. Content is king. Content is king. And so if you're an actor and you are out of work or not working or in a lull or a rut, I encourage you to create your own content because this is a conduit to spark your creativity within you. I believe every actor should be creating their own work. Every artist should be creating their own work. Create your own opportunities. Don't wait for the man to give you an opportunity. And apparently the man ain't working anymore. The way that the man was doing stuff, that ain't even working. So you're going to have to find your own way. You're going to have to chart your own course. You're going to have to discover your own stories and own way of telling them and releasing them into the world because the old way of succeeding doesn't seem to be the way anymore. Create your own content. Tell your own stories. The world needs them. The truth of this moment, self-explanatory. Connecting with your eyes. You guys see? Connecting with your eyes. I had an agent before. This agent that I had in Dallas, he said it was every time we would talk about sending tapes in, he would say, just connect with your eyes, tell the story with your eyes. Just the importance of for film, telling it with your eyes. I had a teacher in New York, and he said, I want you to dwarf him with your laser beam eyes. I don't know if it was a direction for me or someone else, but this director, he was directing these actors in a scene, and the direction for the actor was, I want you to dwarf him with your laser beam eyes. Talk about a direction. But anyway, it is, the eyes are the gateway to the soul, and we do connect deeply through them. So it would behoove the actor to tell stories through their eyes, as much as their whole being, but to be aware of their eyes as well, especially when doing movies, TV and film and stuff. Freedom isn't just being honest. It is. The freedom isn't just being honest. Because when you're just being honest, you don't have to do anything. And there is freedom in that. You're not stressing, you're not forcing, there's no tension. Your body's relaxed, your mind's relaxed, your emotions are relaxed. You're not forcing, not trying to dominate anything, unless that is called for the scene, but you're just honest. And there's freedom in the honesty. Not pretending, not lying, not putting on a front, not putting on a show. Really experiencing and exploring. Being the metaphor, becoming the metaphor, letting every gesture you do tell the entire play. These are secret acting techniques, guys. These are serious secret acting techniques that I pray are benefiting you today. And I hope you're taking notes, because I take copious amounts of notes. I never stop taking notes. Anyway, continuing on, we only have, we're almost done. Transcending into metaphors. I believe I've already made this point clear, but the actor does have the ability. They can transcend. They have the ability to transcend stories, to transcend metaphors, to transcend ideas, to transcend. It's so amazing. There's nothing like acting. Acting is high art. There's nothing like it. What other conduit provides the artist the ability to transcend? These things are available to you as an actor. You can transcend. And I'll end with this. This is it. Beyond your own imagination, beyond your limits. Beyond your own imagination, beyond your own limits. Actually, I have one last thing to say, but beyond your own imagination, beyond your limits. See, there is a way that is the greatest a person can be. That is their perfection way. That's the perfectionism way. And there is a perfectionism way that will get you to the greatest your perfection can get you to. But see, what I'm interested in the ideal theater is interested in, and the ideal actor is interested in, is going beyond your own limitations, beyond your even perfection, beyond your perfectness, beyond that, beyond your own imagination, beyond your own limits. That is what I'm interested in. That is what the ideal theater is interested in. That is what the ideal actor is interested in. Ending with this: body and emotions. How do you feel in your body and how do you feel in your emotions are two of the greatest questions that an actor can be asked. Because that is a magnifying glass into getting into character. Because if what the scene calls for is something, I don't know, acceleration. It calls for a lot of energy. It's very fast-paced. It's very whatever. If the scene calls for that, the actor needs to feel that in his body and in his emotions. You can't, if there's a certain tempo to a scene and you got to be da 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 da. There's certain comedy and things like. It really comes into play whenever it's at the end of the scene and you're in rehearsal mode and you're deducing how it felt. If you're not in line in your body and your emotions with what is supposed to be happening in the play, you are asked questions and you get probed into how to align yourself greater to where you are feeling the metaphor, the new love in your body and in your emotions. I almost obsessively compulsively check in with my body and my emotions like every 10 minutes. Am I holding on to something somewhere? Is there tension in my body somewhere? Is there tension in my mind somewhere? Am I completely free? Am I holding on to anything? Am I holding on to a thought? Am I holding on to is there tension in my shoulders? Am I holding on to anything? And then I just let it go and I relax my body and I relax my emotions. The magic's going to happen for the actor when your body is relaxed and your emotions are relaxed. So anyway, I pray this has been beneficial to you guys. This has been a lot of fun. There are more actors notes coming soon, so stay tuned. Leave a like, put a comment in the comments if anything resonated with you, and subscribe to the channel. I guess that's what everyone says, so whatever. I'll see you guys on the next one, and many more things are happening at Along the Way Studios, so follow us on Instagram on atws1111, and I'll see you guys on the next one.